Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Now, before we get into the mess, let me just tell y'all something. So, quick story. Everybody knows, in my favorite voice, y'all know she coming back to season 17. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyways, so everybody knows that I hate dogs. Okay, I don't hate dogs. I'm scared of dogs. Okay. Um, in the apartment that I live in, everybody over here has a dog. I didn't know it was this dog friendly until after I moved my belongings into this unit. But yeah, most of everybody over here has a dog or two or three. Well, my neighbor, she had three. And long story short, girl, she moved out.
She gone.
It was actually her and her boyfriend. Remember the guy I was telling you about? He has a Dalmatian, and every time he gets off work, it's always around the same time, 5:30. And anytime I'm leaving, going to the parking garage, he always. I'm assuming he's getting off work because it's always at 5:30, but I don't really know where he was coming from. But every time he would come home, he would have that Dalmatian, and every time it never failed. He never had that dog on a leash. Never had that dog on a leash. Now, I have seen them, of course, walk in the property, and the dog will be on the leash. But it was always when he will be coming from the parking garage that he would never have that dog on a leash. Anyways, and then at first I thought he was gay. At first I thought he was gay, and then can we just have a little talk? The white boys, you really don't be knowing. The white boy. The white boys walk around here with a little swish down river. They have a little twist when they walk. I mean, he could have been bi. He could have been pan. You know what I'm saying? And then they have a whole girlfriend. And you be like, oh. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the white boy was kind of fine. Yeah. But I thought he was gay. Um, anyway, so it was him, and then his girlfriend had two dogs. They were not pit bulls, but they were like strong looking dogs. Girl, those dogs were strong. And I don't know if they were all three dogs. If they were, I don't. I always thought that the two dogs belonged to her and the Dalmatian belonged to him, because anytime I saw him alone, he would always have that Dalmatian. And when I would see her, she would have the other two dogs. Sometimes I would see them like walking all three dogs by themselves, but for the most part, I always saw her with the two dogs and him with the Dalmatian. Um, anyways, they gone. I'm happy. Thank God. And how I figured it out was because I saw them putting stuff outside of the apartment. You know, like little things around your apartment that were given away. Basically, if you want them, you can grab them. It's usually free. And so I saw them keep putting out stuff. I'm like, girl, they keep putting their stuff out. What's going on? Every time I would walk by, they would add stuff to it. And then what was the giveaway was good. That ring cam was gone. I said, yeah. When that ring cam came down, I said, go. Oh, so I've been so excited. And I had to walk by their apartment to get to my apartment. That's why I'm happy. Okay, that's really what it was. In order to get to my apartment, the quickest way to get to my apartment was to walk by their apartment. So that's why I'm excited. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this mess because I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right. So I was online today. Excuse me, and I think the first person I saw post this, I think it was reality the blog that posts the clips from like the shows. I think they were the first person I saw that post this information, and then of course it kind of made its way around, and then the neighborhood talk posted. Um, Surprise, surprise! RHOP star Stacey Rush announces partnership with cannabis-infused wellness line after previously denying Gizelle's claims that she was going into the field. Girl, I thought it was a gag. I said, girl, you really released this on Juneteenth? Okay, girl, whatever. Um, she came out with a little statement, a post. I'll post what she had to say on the screen. This is what I have to say about Miss Stacey. And this is one of the tweets that I tweeted. I like Stacey, but guess what? She still lied. She could have easily said, "Who said that? Who said that?" Because Gizelle, I'm getting ahead of myself. Gizelle at the reunion basically said that, girl, you started a cannabis line. You started a Happy Eddie 2.0, whatever Gizelle said. Stacey denied it. Gizelle also said that Mia lived in Atlanta. Mia denied it. Now, let me just say something. Girl, Gizelle, girl, she got 2 out of 2. I give her that. But when y'all start getting down to the Twitter and the Instagram talking about, oh, one thing Gizelle don't do is lie, girl, you're lying. you're lying when you say that Gizelle don't lie. Because Gizelle is a big ass lie. Okay? Be very clear. Now we're gonna give her this. She told the truth on this. But please don't get it twisted. Gizelle be lying. Now I'm not gonna go back to all the stuff she done said because I don't feel like getting worked up tonight. But she be lying. Anyways, so I put, she could have easily said, "Who said that?" Gizelle, why would I be going into the cannabis business? There are so many ways she could have answered the question without lying or prematurely exposing business that wasn't ready to be announced. It wouldn't be that bad, but this isn't the first lie she's told. And she's only been on one season. Lying about TJ and now this. I wouldn't be surprised if she was already divorced prior to filming season 9. This is the thing, right? Girl, is it that big of a deal? No. Are we going to storm the Capitol? No. Do we need to start a petition? No. But, 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 not y'all, but y'all, shout out to the diva, did the same thing with Miss Mia Thornton. It was all good and dandy when she was down here her first season telling little lies. And then the little lies became more lies and more lies and big ass lies. Right? My whole point in season 9 of Mia was basically calling out, one, girl, she ain't the only stunt queen over there. It's Gordon too. Y'all don't want to call out Gordon because he done told y'all he was bipolar. He's still a stunt queen. He just a stunt queen that was diagnosed as being bipolar. Be very clear. Two, I've been saying that Mia was a lie her first season. I could not grasp, girl, why now all of a sudden, 4 or 5 seasons deep in, that now all of a sudden people want to scream Mia is a liar. She been a liar. She lied, girl, her first season. I think Mia lied her first episode. When Mia could not tell us the age difference between her and Gordon, I clocked her right then and there. I said, girl, she be lying. There's no way a person that says they are 30 something years old, like Mia at the time, and then her husband, who was pushing 70 or in the 70s, I can't remember. But there's no way that a person dating an older person with an age gap that big, one of the questions that is more than likely repeated to you all the time is, oh, what's the age difference between you and your husband? Oh, how old is your husband? How old are you? I'm not buying that that's not a question that people who, when they date older, that's not a question they are asked all the time. Because when they see with that old ass man, they're probably going to think that's either your grandfather or your daddy. And then when you say it's my husband, oh, that's your husband. Stacey is liked. Y'all like Mia too. Be very clear. Stacey is telling lies that don't affect anybody else. Mia told lies that didn't affect anybody else either. It still doesn't take away from the fact that it's a lie. Is it a big lie? No. Is it a lie that can destroy somebody? No. But she still lied. And I guarantee you, we're going to go down this road, and about 2 or 3 seasons, y'all are going to be mad at Stacey because Stacey going to mess around and say something y'all don't like, and it's going to be off with her head, and all she do is lie. Well, girl, she been lying since season 1. And if we just going to go ahead and put it all out on the table, she lied about TJ too. And y'all know it. Y'all know TJ was a punk. He fine as hell. Shout out to TJ. If she don't want him, I'll slam dunk him tonight. Everybody thought that Stacey and TJ was not telling the truth. Everybody thought that it was a lie. Everybody thought that they were not together. That was probably one of the biggest storylines for the season. And one of the biggest things that was attached to Stacey's name. So, girl, you done lied about TJ. He done came out and said that you missed his last payment. And not to say just because he said it, it makes it true. But I tend to believe it. You done lied about the cannabis. And quiet as it's kept, I really do also think now, I believe that Stacey was probably already divorced before she even got down to those cameras. Stacey has now put herself in a box for me where I'm going to probably question everything that you say and do. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying it just to say it. I bet you we might find out one day that Stacey was already divorced prior to season 9. And that's why when she got to the reunion, girl, the divorce was already signed, sealed, and delivered. Because, girl, it's been signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm just saying, y'all, you can like Stacey and still tell the truth. I am the captain of Team Twirl, and everybody knows it. Okay? With that being said, I have come down here and I have said out of my mouth plenty of times where I felt like production does not like Kenya. I felt like production does not protect Kenya. She said the same thing on Carlos King. I said that they should have got Bang Bang Edie up out of there when she first threatened Kenya. Bang, 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 bang. I said those things. I said that production knew what Kenya was about to do, and they let it happen anyways. But I also said that when Kenya held up that poster board, y'all remember the poster board? This one. Who is this? When Kenya held up that poster board, I also said, with everything that I have been saying on my channel, it still does not take away from the fact that Kenya was the one who held up that poster board. Did I think production knew? Hell yeah, production knew. Do I think that they should have got Bang Bang out of the door as soon as she threatened Kenya with pistols and whips? Hell yeah, I think they should have. Do I care that Kenya necessarily held up the posters? I don't anymore. Did I gag when she did it? I absolutely did. Was I disgusted when she did it? I absolutely was. But baby, after about 2 or 3 hours, I was kind of pretty much over it. But it still does not take away from the fact that Kenya still did what she did. It does not take away from the fact, no matter how you want to slice it and dice it, no matter how much you want to say that the lies are not that big, Stacey still told a fucking lie. And that's not the only one. That's all I'm saying. There's no denying that. She lied. She lied. And she been lying. And that's just what it is. We still fuck with Stacey. And she's still gonna rise, baby. Be very clear.
But still I rise. And I'll be all right.
Oh my God.
I wanted to add this part too. You know what I don't like about, I've always said, for those who have watched me for a minute now, shout out to the old heads, shout out to the new heads, shout out to the people who haven't subscribed yet, but you're thinking about hitting that subscribe button. Just go ahead and tap it, baby. Just, we have fun over here, okay? It get a little ignorant sometimes. It get a little gutter snipe, but for the most part, we like to have a good time, kiki, and laugh. You know what I'm saying? And talk about people. But listen, this is what I have to say, and I've said this more than a few times. I think two of the most toxic fan bases out there when it comes to reality TV are the RuPaul's Drag Race fan base. Those white twinks make me sick sometimes. And the Bravo fan base. And I've noticed it's usually the girlies and boys who are like hardcore Bravo fanatics who have probably watched every Housewife franchise, Real Housewives of Dallas, Real Housewives of Miami, Real Housewives of DC, even a couple of the Housewife shows across the waters. Like, those are usually the ones where if you call out something on these shows, whether it be colorism, whether it be um, microaggressions, right? You know, I think it's really kind of weird that in 2025, with all the stuff that's happening in the world, that girl, you don't think these things are going to trickle on down to reality TV, and sometimes a discussion may be had or needs to be had. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day. We see these things happening. We'll see someone like tell a lie. Even if it's not that big of a lie, we still notice that this person told a lie. And then those people get upset because they really think that by you calling out the things that you see on TV, either you're hate watching, either you just hate the person who you're talking about, but it really comes down to them thinking that you're ruining their TV experience. How dare you come down to the internet and now you're calling out things happening on this show, and now this conversation is starting to happen and is ruining what I want to watch on television. I think that's what it's about. So when the people kind of get bothered when you call out like the Stacey's or stuff like that, it's because I like Stacey, I like Potomac, I love the Housewives, and now you're messing it up for me. When we call out microaggressions or colorism, it's, oh my God, I just wish that y'all stop watching because we can't even watch the show without y'all calling out microaggressions. Even though when we see a white person do like this to a black woman, they don't want you to call it out. You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that. But guess what? Bitch, we still gonna call it out. You're gonna have to just be mad about it. Because I'm not gonna shut my mouth. I know I'm not gonna shut my mouth. That's not gonna happen. If I see it, I'm gonna call it out. And that's just what it is. Stacey is still gonna be liked, but Stacey is gonna be the new Mia. And you know what it is? This is, and I've said this before, I'll regurgitate it again. Stacey is not Stacey's fault. If we're gonna be honest, it's really the producers, Andy's, Bravo's, it's their fault. Because this show was actually built on, lies and deception. They came in out the gate telling lies. So if that's the way if that's the way that you're introduced, if that's the way you start to build a house, then the girl, once you finish it, it's just gonna be a house full of lies. They came in on some, oh, we do etiquette. Etiquette, darling. We don't do that in Potomac. We don't curse. We don't fight. Right? We're black women. We use our words. When we drink tea, we put the pinky up. You have a salad fork, and you have an entree fork. What's the forks? The different forks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You have this fork, and then you have the knife, and then you're supposed to pick up your tea like this. It was given very much all of that, right? And then fast forward, girl, I thought y'all was etiquette. Now y'all knocking bitches upside the head. Girl, now y'all fighting in barns. Girl, now y'all throwing out sexual assault allegations. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Girl, y'all went from etiquette to girl bang bang. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went from etiquette to Zeus. So I can't even get mad at the girls with Mia and Stacey because if this is what y'all have allowed to happen, if I can come on this show and possibly make a whole bunch of money and start some businesses and I can get away with telling some little lies, right? Sprinkle with a little truth, and I ain't hurt nobody, then girl, let the games begin. And then when they bring it up at the reunion, I remember, I think it was Ashley kind of giving Stacey a pass, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It should be that big of a deal, but you know why it's not that big of a deal? Because you know that y'all lie all the time on this show. That's why it's not that big of a deal. And then y'all wonder why the little lies start to grow into big lies. Even if Stacey hasn't said it, even if Mia hasn't said it, right? But Mia was also the same one, too, that started to contribute to the lie about Chris flirting with people. You know why Mia did that? Mia still said what she said. It's her fault. But girl, y'all don't let her get away with lying this whole time. So, well, shit, hell, they already lied on Chris. Let me just join in on the lie, too. So while sometimes it may not be that big of a deal, like I said, girl, we're not going to be storming the Capitol. We're not going to be writing petitions to get the Stacey out of no show because it's not that deep. But sometimes we do have to look at the bigger picture too. The small lies will grow into bigger lies. And then eventually, some of these lies can actually really damage people. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. Child. I'm about to watch a little bit of TV. And I I think I'm about to try. I think I'm about to start watching White Lotus because I'm done with 911 already. 8 seasons that fast. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with 911. Oh, and then what's the show that I love? Is it called The Diplomat? It's on. It comes on Netflix. It's with Carrie Hughes. She used to be on Disney Channel. I think it's called The Diplomat. Diplomatic. Something like it's on Netflix. When I say it is so good, y'all watch that. It's only 2 seasons so far. The first season was either 8 or 10 episodes. The second season was some bullshit. No, the second season was great as hell, but the second season only had like 6 or 7. It was like real short. I was pissed. Good, I was pissed because the series is great. And the black man, ooh, girl, the one, what is he? The prime minister? He's not the prime minister. The black guy, girl, that thing is fine as hell. Ugh, girl. Yes, I said, come on. Anyway, shout out to him. He's not the prime minister. I forgot what he is, but he has a high ranking position wherever they are. Yeah, he fine as hell. Hmm. I might go watch season 2 again because season 2 was good as hell. Season 1 was good too. But yeah, they came out with a trailer. I haven't watched the trailer for season 3, but they released a trailer for season 3, and I think season 3 is going to come out in the fall. Yeah. Anyways, y'all, I'm gone. Shout out to Stacey. You know, like I said, we still fucks with Stacey. But Stacey be lying, and like y'all gonna look up and y'all, it's gonna be the same. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the same thing. Mia did the same thing, but y'all didn't care because with Mia, y'all didn't like Wendy. So because Wendy and Mia kind of bumped heads, y'all let it slide. And I'm over here like, well, girl, Mia be lying, girl. But okay, girl, whatever. I'm just telling y'all, Mia be lying. And then we look up 4 or 5 seasons later, and all of a sudden, girl, y'all want to chop off at the head. All she do is lie. Bitch, she been lying. Like, what y'all been watching? Like, now y'all, well, she lied too much now. She lied all the time. Mila came in talking about she a CEO and she a boss, girl. Like she running shit. Girl, she ain't got access to no money. That done locked her ass out of the goddamn joint chiropractor. But she's a boss. I'm a boss. I'm the CEO. Girl, look at the CEO.
Look at the CEO.
You a big girl to be doing that.
Listen to me. And the businesswoman.
And she done got her ass locked out the building. She on the sidewalk, knocking on the door, talking about let me in. Done took them people down to a joint chiropractor when they went to what was it? Was it North Carolina? And they had sold the practice to somebody else, and it was just so stupid. Anyways, I'm going back. We're going back to the last season. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.